Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Okay, sweet. Well, I guess before we really begin, welcome back to Cage Match, a roundabout way of meeting Nicolas Cage. I'm your game master, producer Peter, here with my host,
Nick. I'm Cameron.
And my co-host.
I don't like this.
Nick.
Sean.
It feels dirty, doesn't it?
It does.
Hey, I'm not the one who botched the order.
And we're joined by our special guests and friends, Alec and Daryl. If you just guys want to each say hello real quick.
Hey there.
Hello, everyone. We're back.
Familiar voices for our long-term listeners, certainly. So yeah, today, kind of a change of pace. We're playing a tabletop RPG that's going to bring the 4 final Nick Cage characters together for an almost certainly stupid fucking adventure. And the system that we're using and lightly adapting is called Havoc Brigade, which is a game that you can get for free, created by Grant Howitt, who does lots of different games and is a pretty creative wild fucker. Without getting too crunchy for the listener, the way this game kind of works, the cages are going to attempt to do things, and I will issue challenge ratings for those things, and then we roll dice against each other to see how many successes or failures they get. And they can augment their rolls with additional dice by using equipment and skills and things that are relevant to their character. Hat tip to Sean for pointing me in the direction, because this game system seems pretty fucking fun. And also,
I'm a big fan of this designer personally.
Yeah, it seems like he does a lot of really good stuff. And also hat tip to Cage Dancer John for giving me his house while I'm recording this, because now I don't have to deal with
giving it to you.
I just got it.
That's the thing about the Seattle home residential economy.
Yeah.
They're just giving houses away now.
It's so cheap here.
Uh-huh.
What am I going to do with all these houses? So yeah.
All we had to do was free up a couple residences, maybe
Yeah.
ship a few people down south. And
Oh boy.
I'm talking about Sean, not immigrants.
I was going to
Come
say,
on.
we're getting off to a strong start, you guys.
What are your thoughts on 9/11, everybody? Go round robin.
Trick question.
I am one of your few friends with melanin, Nick, that did get sent down south.
That's true. That's true.
You know from previous episodes what my thoughts are on this. And
I'm just waiting for that final call to ICE getting through on Rico.
Oh man.
We're gonna get rid of Rico.
And then I can come back.
Yeah. Sorry, we were talking about 9/11. I don't want to detract.
Yeah, let's get back to the important stuff.
Back to the subject at hand.
I think this is
Yeah.
my fault. It's a real topic now.
I know. I see your face, and I'm just like, wait.
I do. I would like to just give one more just little shout out to Grant Howitt for this game. And how I originally came across it was through his game Goblin Quest, which had an adaptation called Sean Bean Quest. Which was
Yes.
a version of a game I pitched when we initially started talking about this.
Yeah, it led us in the right direction, and I'm glad that we got here, because I think that we're going to have a lot of stupid fun with it. So, yeah, let's get to it. We open right before the break of a new day in a world that is not our own, but feels somewhat extremely familiar. We see a glittering city of emerald, and 4 pulses of light leap out from the topmost spire, flashing like lightning in a near dark. Then, as the sun begins to rise, those beams return, but not to the spire. No, they land outside of the Emerald City, outside of the small surrounding towns and structures, out in a wasteland. Inside of those 4 beams, we see the symbols of vampire teeth, legs pantyhose, a fuzzy bunny, and a truffle. Our 4 cages appear in 4 separate beams of light. They come to awareness as they stare at various iterations of themselves.
I don't think I'm in Kansas anymore.
Oh, there's a hole in my chest. Why are you vampires too? Why do you have my face? Where is Alpha?
I'm fucked. I'm so fucked on this.
No, done.
Rob's
well.
just gonna like stare like just into the middle distance.
Hi, fellas. I don't suppose any of you are friends of Gale.
Cameron will just take one slow step back and look around. This is not Afghanistan. Where are we, boys? And again, who are we all?
If I'm being honest, I'm a little concerned that y'all look so much like me.
I don't see it.
No, I'm the only one of us four who clearly has sex with a bat flying around.
I believe that to be true. Cameron will look around real quick. What kind of surroundings?
Yeah. Okay. So off in the far distance, you can see that Emerald City that I sort of mentioned. It seems like a very high walled castle-ish, thing way in the distance. In between that, you can see sort of the populations of small towns. Nothing looks very big, but you can see lights sort of popping on as the day has started. And you find that you are on an extremely long, bright yellow highway that runs directly through those towns to that Emerald City.
Point of order. I just want to know at what point are we at with Daryl? Where are we at in
Daryl's
Life of Daryl?
decomposition?
Oh God, my brain coffee
Peter
isn't
Lowe.
working.
Peter Lowe.
Peter Lowe. Where are we at with in Peter's transformation / up tire?
So we sort of picking up at the end of Vampire's Kiss. Last I checked, there was a stake in my chest, and I ate a cockroach, put in some teeth, and seen, and now we're here.
Yeah, that is pretty much how it went. There was a splorp, I think, as you took the steak out, and that was it.
I went, and
Are you actively bleeding at the moment, or?
Other Peter, am I bleeding?
Sure, I think there's some gore going on right now. Why not?
No.
I think there's just a gaping wound in my chest and just spurting out blood.
I mean, you are like still covered in blood, right? Like you did a murder before ending up here.
I did a lot of horrible things before ending up here. Oh Christ, where am I? Where am I? Oh Christ, I'm not dead. I'm a vampire. Oh God, I'm a vampire.
At this point, the sun starts to crest over the hill just a little bit more.
Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! I just
Son.
scurry on the floor for any kind of shade.
Yeah, so on this highway, you can see that there's just derelict cars all over the place. So you're able to get behind something.
Oh, tortures of the damned. I'm covering my face with like my coat.
Son, I think we need to see to that stomach of yours. Boys, we gotta get this man to a hospital. Maybe more than one. But can you help me with him?
I don't think there's much to be done to help him.
It's not
Kill
entirely clear to
me.
me that it's safe to approach the man.
Kill me. You just
I
hear
just-
from behind the car.
I'll just approach this this clearly disturbed individual with like jacket out, kind of like you would trap a raccoon.
Yeah.
And just from maybe like 5-10 feet away, try to shoo it over their head.
Shoo.
Yeah. A little net.
So while you're sort of trying to wrangle Peter, you can, if you're listening really hard, you can hear in the distance the sound of engines sort of approaching you. They're still a ways off, but there is noise.
The bells toll for me. I'm saying this with a jacket covering my head.
I'm just gonna like stare off into fucking neck
What?
in the direction of the cars, the sound of vehicles.
So, Rob, what you can tell is that there's actually more than one sound coming from that direction. There's sort of a lower rumble, and then what seems further off is a higher sound.
Lower and higher sounds.
Ooh, we have all the sounds.
Are any of these broken down vehicles around us? Do any of them look like they are close enough to working condition so we might be able to?
Yeah, I mean, you can do a little investigation on that. I think
I would
High
love to investigate that.
Yeah, High would be pretty capable of figuring out, if something is able to be wired or anything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, tell me what you see. What kind of vehicle would catch High's eye?
Something big enough to put a person in the back of, like a big old, like 70s sedan looking thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's I don't know vehicles well enough to play this game very well, but there's a big ass Cadillac, and there's also an RV if you were wanting to go that route.
Oh, much better. RV.
More separation.
The further back the crazy vampire guy can be, the happier I will be.
Perfect. So yeah, you see a really bitchin' mini Winnebago that looks like it's been fucked up. It's gotten bashed around because it's in the way on this highway, so people have just sort of hit it. But I think there's some gas in there, and you could probably get it going with a couple tries.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to get that thing going.
I'm going to give you this will be a 0 challenge because I don't think it's going to be too hard and you're kind of skilled in this way. So if you just want to roll a dice and see if you succeed.
Just the one.
Just one.
Okay. Yeah.
So 4, 5, 6 is a success.
Right? Could he get? I mean, he's stealing this, doesn't that? Couldn't he like maybe get another dice for that?
I'm kidnapping the vehicle.
That I will count that. So roll 2 dice.
2 dice.
Thank you, Sean. Very, very well thought.
I appreciate that because only one of those was a success. So,
all right. So this thing it sputters to life. You can see the gas meter's like it's a little low. It's a guzzler, but you can get this thing going.
All right. Yeah. Let's get it started up. So, fellas, we want to try and find a hospital. Think this might be the best way.
Rob will just kind of like let himself in, just still not really trying to associate with anyone and just sit in the passenger seat.
Nice. All right, what about Cameron and Peter Lowe?
Cameron will try to just corral and shoo almost pigeon-like into the car, into the RV.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay, so the 4 of you are inside of this RV. Hi, I assume you were the wheelman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you get this thing rolling. The first thing that you see is a big sign on the side of the highway that says, Big Tuna, fuck you, 20 miles.
Charming.
Does that mean anything to any of you boys?
I mean, technically, it would mean nothing to any of you all, but...
Oh, you don't know about the big tuna.
Is there like a first aid kit or some duct tape in this RV?
I've got some diapers.
Yeah, if I can find some tape, I'll tape a diaper to Peter's chest wound.
Yeah, all right. You're fine. You don't have to roll for this. You do find a roll of tape. I don't know, duct tape, something like that you can just kind of wrap the pressure on this fucking wound.
Yeah, little field medicine for you.
I'm gonna turn around from the seat to Cam and be like, if he gets a little crazy, use this and I'll hand him my frying pan.
Yes. The classic head clanger.
I
can say from experience, it's quite effective.
So
And
What the?
Go ahead.
What's the state of Rob at this moment?
Uh,
Are you
Rob-
covered in blood?
No, Rob. This is post the end of the film, but before New Pig, so still probably a little bruised up, but as clean as Rob gets.
Mm.
Still
Yeah.
like the dirty jacket, the dirty stained clothes, but at the moment, face is not caked in blood, and like the beard is clean.
You're a rustic woodsman.
Yeah.
Sure.
Any
You've got bum gloves, you know, the classics.
anyone else here from the Pacific Northwest?
I'm from hell. I'm from
Man.
hell.
Anybody else awfully worried about that guy back there?
I'm from Portland. I've seen worse.
Helena.
Worry doesn't begin to describe my situation.
I'm gonna go back there and kind of take a look at him, and I want to take a look at, like, I mean, he's got something in his, like, he's got the biters. I want to like go in and like get a closer look at those.
Yeah. I mean, you're a man of the world, Rob. You know exactly that these are fake ass vampire teeth.
I'm just gonna slowly chomp my teeth.
When Rob vacates their seat, Cameron will slide into it up front with hi.
Perfect.
This big tuna fuck you sign, is it pointing towards a structure of any kind?
Yeah, so Big Tuna, from what you can see, you know, in the distance, looks like any off the highway kind of small town. Like, it's nothing amazing. You can see structures. It's not a, you know, dust bowl. There's stuff there. But it insider information is a shithole.
I mean, I figure we should head that way, look for a hospital. What do you think?
I don't think a stop here is going to improve our friend's situation none, but someone might be able to point us in the right direction and
All right.
give us some answers about what's going on.
So this
All
RV
right.
can only go about, you know, 50 miles an hour pretty successfully. You're also having to weave through these, you know, derelict cars across the highway. It's not
Sure.
easy driving. There's nothing that's actually blocking you. It seems that somebody else has done this kind of path before, but nobody's actually cleared the highway. And you do hear the sound of those motors getting a little closer.
Just gonna like kind of sitting there next to Peter, just kind of talking more at Peter than to Peter, and be like, Mount Hood finally happened. Active volcano.
This is it. This is the end times, baby.
What? What? What are you talking about, old man?
I'm gonna just reach into my pocket, take out that unripe persimmon, and just gag him.
Perfect. So yeah, now Peter, your mouth is very gaped open because already the falsies make it like kind of that way, and now you have an unripe persimmon just crammed in your gob as well.
Okay.
I'll make my way back up to the front of the RV and just kind of lean over, looking at the landscape in front of us, and just like be like, thought the marauding would come slower, but it sounds like they're organizing faster than I assumed. I thought there'd be more water.
So at this point, you can hear the sound of one motorcycle very rapidly approaching your vehicle.
Yeah, lean out the window, take a look behind, see who that is coming up on us.
Now, hi, that's interesting that it was you that chose to do that. This is a sound that you are quite familiar with.
Oh,
This is a sound from your dreams and possibly from hell.
Oh no! This
You
back into
see-
the seat, cold sweat.
You see in your side view mirror the very dirty visage of Leonard Smalls rapidly approaching.
This is a man. This is a force of pure destruction. He's especially hard on the little things. Try to swerve the thing, try and run him off the road.
He's quite good at avoiding, but let's do this. This is actually going to be a challenge rating of 2 for you. I want you to roll, and then if you give me anything that can give you bonus dice on that.
I mean, it's not that. None of those.
It could just be straight up one
be-
against a.
I mean, it could be like his internal struggle, right? One of the drives.
Sure.
Those affect the dice.
Oh, the drives always, yeah. I mean, everything there can affect the dice. So
Yeah, I mean, Leonard Smalls is sort of like a manifestation of the darker side of himself in a way, depending on your read of the movie.
Yep.
So this is like an aspect of him warring with his own worser demons.
I dig
Of course.
That's a
Who
stretch,
doesn't?
but I'll take it if you give it to me.
it. I'll give you that dice. I don't give a shit.
All right, cool.
All right, what'd you roll?
A 4 and a 2.
Well, that's a failure and a failure, and I rolled a 5, so that's a success for me.
Oh dear.
So
it seems appropriate to fail that check.
A 4 is a success.
Oh, I'm sorry. So it's a 1 and a 1. It was a push. So yeah, all right. So run this through. What are you doing to kind of get in the way, or fuck with him?
I'm trying to weave in front of him so he can't like come up right next to us.
All right,
Yeah.
you were successful. You kind of blocked him out, and you end up getting into this sort of bottleneck part of the highway where everything is just sort of running along the sides, and there's just an alleyway right in the middle that a vehicle can get down. But you do see him right up on the back of the side of one of the cars, or the cars on one of the sides, and he is still in pursuit.
I don't know if any of you fellas are familiar with this man. It's a dangerous man. I thought he was dead.
Cameron, I'll take a look back in the main cabin of the RV. What have we got that's detachable or just generally loose in the back?
I mean, so like loose stuff that isn't your own equipment. There's like playing cards. You could probably pull the microwave off of the wall. There's I don't know, like dish soap containers and shit that would just be generally in an RV and like a kitchen. Pillows, blankets.
I'll start with the microwave. I'll kick open the side door and try to throw the microwave to deter this motorcyclist from hell.
Yeah, I think
He
this is
seems
gonna
to be very distressing, and I don't think I need to deal with that shit right now.
This is gonna be a 2 for you as well, because
right.
you know that's a pretty challenging thing that you're trying to do.
I
Moving
mean,
vehicles.
I
mean,
do have pretty next level athleticism.
Oh, do you?
He can hold himself up by his fingertips.
Yeah.
No, that's true. That does come into play. So is that just 2 dice for you?
I don't have anything else that I think is going to help me on this.
Yeah,
They didn't practice this in prison, you know.
they should have.
I know. So yeah, 2 dice.
Yep.
All right. What am I rolling out?
4, 5, 6 is success.
Double 2s. That's not.
Well, that sucks shit. So describe your failure.
All right. So Cameron just like grabs the microwave and sort of yanks it off, but ends up just getting the door and in a huff just throws it out, frisbees it, just kind of wings it off into the distance.
So you see Leonard Smalls sort of unleash one of his shotguns, and he levels it directly at you.
Oh,
And
I duck back in and lay
Yeah.
down.
So he's going to take a shot at you. Let's roll just a 1 against a 1.
Well, I rolled a 1.
And I rolled a 6. So
Oh dear.
you take some shot in your leg.
right.
You got pretty well out of the way, but this dude is coming up fast. You know, he's riding the waves of these cars, but he's nearing you all.
Is Is there like a small like mini fridge like under a counter or something?
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
I'm gonna like run back there and just like try and like yank that thing out and just shove it through the door.
All right, we'll do the same thing. We'll do 2 dice for that too.
I got cooking. I know my way around a kitchen. I know kitchen appliances.
I'll give it to you. That's stupid as fuck, but we'll do it. I rolled pretty well.
Got a 4 and a 2.
I got a 5 and a 5. So
Ooh.
explain your failure.
I get the refrigerator like out and I shove it to the door, but it does not fit through the door. So now the door is now it's blocked and we're kind of stuck. Now we're stuck in the RV.
Okay, so this is perfect. So Leonard Smalls actually has now gained in front of you guys, and he jumps back into the main channel, and you see him pull the pin on a grenade and chuck it back, and he zips forward.
He chucked it back like into the road in our path.
Correct.
Do I think there's time to stop before we get to the grenade?
You tell me.
Oh god. No, there's probably not. I just swerve off the road out of the path away from thee.
Perfect. Okay, so you kind of careen into these cars on the side. You're smashing them around. The RV's sort of like skittering all over the place. But you do stop, arguably before the grenade is going to do grievous damage, but it does go off, and it is going to disable your RV. So now you are marooned on the side of the highway, and you can see in the distance Leonard Smalls sort of rotating his way back around.
Is anybody hurt back there?
Raising my hand.
I'll pop the persimmon out.
Is anyone else hurt?
The teeth still on it.
You've defanged me. You've defanged me.
I took a couple pellets here, but I'm gonna be okay. What's the situation here? What do we got going?
Well, first, you should wrap some huggies around that wound. Secondly, I don't know how we're going to get away from this insane man on the motorcycle.
You two know each other?
I wouldn't say I know him, but I've run into him before. Not so much a man as a force of evil and destruction.
I've also met food critics.
Let me take that frying pan if you still got that handy there. I'll slide out over the fridge. I'd like to kind of keep some cars between me and Leonard there, our motorcyclist.
Yep.
And sort of like sneak up behind as they approach.
Yeah, okay. That works. I feel good about that. You know, he's got kind of bloodthirst going on. I want you to just roll me a 0 roll difficulty, just a straight up to get yourself. And if you have a bonus on that, that's fine. But just let me know.
I rolled a 6.
Beautiful. You are exactly where you want to be.
Perfect. I'll lay out a little trap for when Leonard comes by.
Perfect. So let's paint this picture. So Leonard is streaming down the highway straight for you guys. 3 of you are in the vehicle. He thinks all 4 are. He's going to probably have both of his shotguns out and kind of on the handlebars of his bike. And he's going to start peppering the vehicle as he approaches.
I need to search the RV to see if there are any bullets that will fit my unloaded gun.
Okay. This isn't really how the system works, but we're just gonna roll it. We're gonna roll a dice for that. If you get a success, you're gonna find some bullets.
That's a 4.
That's a success.
All
you
right.
get some whatever caliber bullets go in a gun. Someone else can tell me in the comments what guns use what.
I mean, it's gonna take me a while to like find them and load them. So
Sure,
whatever
yeah,
else
yeah,
is
yeah.
happening is happening.
You're in the
Yeah.
process. The RV is starting to get peppered by these shotgun blasts. Rob, Peter, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna sit up like a vampire from a casket. Helena? Helena, where am I? I am your loyal servant. Is this purgatory? Is this hell?
Do you mean Rachel?
Yes, I'm very confused. I was watching Severance last night. Oh, you bitch. They're all the same to me. I'm going to sort of walk to the door and then just covered in blood, just like look out at this biker going past. Yeah. Are you a vampire?
He just flips you the bird as he goes by.
Well, fuck you.
Once I've got a clear jump on Leonard, I'd like to stuff the frying pan in the shirt in like a semblance of body armor.
Sure, yeah.
And I would like to jump out with my string to try to garrote and pull him down.
I got it. Yeah. Explain your string to everyone else because they haven't seen your character sheet.
Oh, well, so it's been a few years since the events of Con Air, and Casey has been teaching me cat's cradle. So I've been practicing while on my current redeployment
to Afghanistan.
Yes, because it's the events right after the alleged 9/11, and I've been hunting Osama bin Laden with my Rangers unit. But I'm still learning new things like cat's cradle.
Mm-hmm. Stay connected to your children. I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to give, this is a 3. This is a 3, dude.
Okay.
For sure.
So wait, now I'm real dense. Explain to me again. Is this like taking 3 off of my roll? Or
no.
Hold on.
So I'm going to roll 3. I'm going to roll 3 dice against you. So
okay,
for
perfect.
you to do a base action is a dice. For you to use equipment, which you are, is another dice. If you're doing something that is per your drive or your skills, that's an additional dice. So that you can get up to 4 dice.
Okay. So like with my string and my extreme athleticism, I'm rolling 3 dice.
Yeah.
Also, quick point of order. Whenever Peter gives a difficulty level, you should put that number of dice aside for when you cage out later.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have mentioned that earlier.
So you have a pool of all the
just a crazy
difficult things.
That's why we all have like 30 dice.
Peter's given us.
So I'm supposed to keep track of all of these difficulties?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
No one told me there was homework involved.
Yeah, you can use your character sheet. You could just put a note in your character sheet if you want, but yeah.
So when you cage out later, you just roll all the dice that you have set aside
everything.
at once.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. Well, then let me roll this real quick. My 3 dice jumping out. Yeah. I have 2 successes, a 4 and a 5.
You succeed.
Yeah.
So play it out. Explain exactly what you do and what it looks like.
So as Leonard like rolls past on their motorcycle,
gives the finger.
Yep, gives the finger. Cameron will have been crouching back like behind a Prius or something on the side of the road. And Cameron will like jump out and rebound off of the bumper of the car behind them, just extending up and just catch them with the yarn garrote and just drag them off the bike into now quite the dirty tussle in the streets. But take it off their bike.
Nope, that's good. You did some grievous harm with that too. I mean, he was going pretty quick as you leapt on him. So Leonard is surprised and a little damaged. But you are on the ground in mortal combat now. Not mortal combat with a bat. Sorry, Peter.
Well, now that's a rude way of saying hello.
He's going to sort of jam his elbows back into your body and do a little bit of damage to you too. Plus, you got kind of slung around, so you're a little dinged up at this point, but you're still. I mean, you're motherfucking Cameron Poe.
That's right.
What is everyone else doing at this point?
I'm gonna just like kick out the back window on the Winnebago and like climb out, like kind of like straighten my jacket and just kind of watching these two tussle, and just like look at Leonard Smalls, be like, "What's going on with you, dude? Like, what is this? What are you running from? What did you want to be? Like, what made you this? Why are we here?"
You can see him as he's originally struggling and just jamming his elbows. He's sort of slowing, and they're getting softer and weaker. He's looking at you, and a single tear rolls down his cheek. And you have his attention.
You seem hurt. I get that. There's got to be something.
I was an orphan, abandoned by my parents.
That's a shame.
That's why I carry these baby shoes.
Well, that's very specific.
I learned it from someone else.
I feel like High breaks out of the Winnebago with the gun just in time to hear this, and it like stops him dead in his tracks.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Like when you were that child alone, wanting parents, what? This is what you wanted to be? This is what you wanted to make of yourself?
Well, I wanted to be successful and powerful.
And that's what this looks like to you? Picking on what I
did.
understand to be the small things, the things that can't harm you.
It used to.
What about now?
Not so much.
I'll sort of ease up
On the
on
garage.
Smalls. Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
I mean, I don't understand your history with this one in the shirt here, but seems like you two have a bit of a history in the past, and I don't know. Maybe it's time to let it go.
I mean, he took a baby that I also wanted to take, and that's unforgivable.
Just gonna raise my hands and turn around and be like, "No, this is so above my pay grade."
I'm going to take my fake teeth from the persimmon, put them back in, sort of slink out of the RV, and like Nosferatu my way to this like bound biker.
Yes.
Yes, and?
Tell me more.
You're just going to hear getting close, like. Ah, yes. Fresh meat delivered from the grave. I know that sounds disgusting, but don't worry about it. And I'm just gonna like look at his like exposed neck and just rear my head back, open my mouth, and just slowly make my way just to take a bite out of his neck.
I'll Cameron will stop you there. All right now, but that's not how we treat people.
Are you doing like the literal thing that you do with like someone who's smaller than you, where you're just holding them at arm's length?
Yeah, just holding Peter back. I don't feel a whole lot of threat here, but
I'm just making wild swipes.
Just biting the whole time. All right, so Cameron, what are you trying to do here?
I forgot
You're
who I
Cameron.
was. Yeah,
You're
clearly. I'm Nick. Cameron
It's
will
been Jick the whole time.
look. boys, I think we got a lot to get through here, but the crazy one still might die. Don't really want that on my conscience. And this gentleman, well, I think he just needs therapy. But are we just gonna stand about here?
Yeah, that's actually a good point. So you can see, I mean, this chase took a little bit of time. You were only about 20
There's
miles from Big Tuna.
Still more vehicles coming, right?
There's still more vehicles, and you're probably only about 2 miles out from Big Tuna at this point.
Look, we can.
Rob's
hoof
gonna
it.
start walking.
Yeah.
I gotta go up and ask Smalls why he's chasing us.
He says, if it weren't for that weird dirty one, I wouldn't have said nothing to you. But ain't supposed to be no cages out here.
What's a cage?
Oh. Oh. You fool.
Well, now that just ain't polite.
He just
Cameron
gets
will
up.
look around for any enclosures,
Any enclosures?
cages.
Cages.
Oh. Yeah. You see vehicles.
Hmm. Now, son, I don't know who's telling you what, but there ain't no cages out here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Smalls just kind of picks himself up. He says, I'll see y'all boys down the road.
He just takes off.
Yeah, he starts going. He's going to pick up his bike. And you hear it start up. And he boogies on out of there.
You take his shotguns?
Yes. But he left one grenade. No.
No.
I'm just going to look at Cameron like, you prevented me from my first meal as a vampire, and now I'm hungry. Whose blood will I eat in this arid wasteland? Alva's? I don't see Alva anywhere. Ooh.
Well, I don't know, but I'm sure there's a Waffle House round the corner. I'll just sort of turn your shoulders and guide you towards Big Tuna.
So that's perfect. Yeah, the four of you, I assume now are marching down the highway towards Big Tuna. You know, it's 2 miles away. It's not that far. The day is bright. Peter, I'm sure you are bitching about that. What with being damned and hating the sun. But generally, it's a pretty pleasant day. But about go ahead.
Since we're all, I'm assuming the three of them catch up to me eventually, and since we're all walking
Yes.
for 2 miles, I think Rob would eventually break the silence and just kind of turn to Cameron and be like, Rob.
Cameron Poe, pleasure to meet you.
Gonna look over at High.
Oh, y'all can call me Hi. Name's H.I. McDonough. As I'm unloading the gun again.
Nice.
And just gonna take a look at Peter and just immediately like turn back to walking.
Aren't you going to ask me my name?
Your name?
I'm a vampire. And I just like start running away towards Big Tuna. I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire.
I
Fucking
imagine
word.
he'll tire soon. We'll catch him.
I really don't feel any need to chase him.
Anyone else here worried about that?
It seems to be something we should be concerned about, but I think it might be the least of our problems.
I've got a great deal to worry about right now. Like, where are we?
So it's at this point that other engine that you've heard for a little while has finally caught up to you. You haven't walked that far, so it hasn't been that long. But you see a really nice big ass car kind of roll slowly up to you. and it's driven by one man, and in the passenger seat is another man with little tiny disgusting teeth and a pencil mustache named Bobby Peru. And he turns and says, "How y'all doing?"
Well, we just out here on a stroll.
Nah, a Bobby Peru knows when a man's on a stroll.
I reckon you do. We're headed to Big Tuna here.
And this is when the driver leans over and you see that it is also Bobby Peru. And he says,
Oh,
"A Big Tuna? Well, that's where we're headed."
well,
Well, getting a lift would be a lot better than walking, fellas.
Well, hop on in, boys. Just the three of you?
I reckon so.
Well,
Rob's just gonna point in the distance at the figure, like loping down the street.
to be perfectly frank, there is one more with us, but we're not entirely sure of his mental state.
No, that's all right. I'm sure the only thing coming up is Big Tuna, so I'm sure your gentleman friend will pop over there.
I'm gonna look around at the horizon and be like, seems fairly landlocked here. Where's Big Tuna get its name? What's it known for? Because I can't imagine it's the fresh fish.
Forgive the rudeness, but it's pussy, my friend. Big Tuna is all about filming Texas-style pornos.
Well, there's a place for everything, I suppose. Let's get on out down that road.
Somewhere in the distance, Peter Lowe's ears break up. Huh?
Okay, so the three of you are going to hop in Bobby Peru and Bobby Peru's car. Sorry, let me rephrase. Bobby's Peru.
Bobby's Peru.
The visual of two sets of those teeth is too unsettling.
What's really unsettling is that when they both do that thing where they lick their teeth, they do it at the exact same time.
That is
So
unsettling.
moist.
All right, so you're riding in the car with the Bobby's Peru, and they kind of zip along, and they pull up to Peter Lowe, and sort of ride slowly next to him, and turn and just look.
I just like turn to them with my hands by my face, like a dried beard of blood just down from my nose, dragging along this piece of pallet behind me. Yes.
They drive on. So the car goes into the distance towards Big Tuna, and Peter, you're on the way.
I'll stop them after like 50 yards.
You look in the rearview mirror and just see me like flapping my arms like a bat running after the car.
Yeah. Okay. So they do stop the car. They
Don't seem right.
Yeah.
I feel like the man is in need of medical attention.
Now they do pop the trunk for you to climb into, which is a blessing.
I
Save you from
scurry
the
in.
sun.
I scurry in without a word.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got everyone's in the car, and you all arrive in Big Tuna. And it's a small town. There's some shit going on here, but it's nothing too major. There is probably a hospital, but it's probably pretty crappy. But Bobby's Peru take you to just like a motel out of town, and that's where they park, and they kind of unload everybody and sort of point you towards a main middle area of the motel campus.
Is there a doctor in this town?
Oh, sure. Yeah, we got plenty of doctors, but I don't think doctoring's what that boy needs.
Just gonna look at his like bloody chest wound.
Gaping
Well,
wound with
now-
diapers strapped across it.
I will say, as a parent, diapers take a lot of liquid. So, all right. So you all are in Big Tuna with Bobby's Peru, and they bring you to this table, kind of in the middle. It's just open. You can see people around. They're making hot pornos everywhere. A lot of big ladies. You know, it is what it is. It's Texas style. And out of a couple other motel rooms comes 6 more Bobby Perus. And they all sit at the table with the 4 of you. And all at once they lick their lips.
God, that's unsettling.
And you all take 1 damage from it.
I dislike this a lot.
Can I with my vampire teeth just like lick in response?
Oh, absolutely. But unfortunately, it kind of horns them up a little bit. So these are Bobby Perus after all. So
I think I'm just gonna look around at all like the big ladies and say, "You could be my new Sharon. I think I could enjoy the big tuna."
again, do you mean Rachel?
Well, at the end, he's set up with like the.
Oh, that's right. Right. I'm
the-
sorry.
Question me one
Imaginary
more
lady.
time, Mr. DM. we're one all questioning each other. What
I
have you
deserve
rolled?
that one. Yeah. All right. Fuck. Do I know anything? Oh, I rolled a 5 and a 6. So yes.
Fair. I
At this
yield.
point, I just have to assume I've had a stroke or some type of massive brain hemorrhage.
Well, especially because as the Bobby Perus kind of settle down, they each sort of cross their legs, but they do it sequentially. So it's just around the table.
Like the wave.
Yeah, exactly.
So just like a chorus line.
It's a chorus line of Bobby's Peru just doing gross, weird, unsettling shit. And they all lean in at the same time. And they all, in the same fucking voice, say, "You want to do some crime?"
Yes.
Boys, I think you got the wrong impression. We're just passing through. But I do need to know what is going on here.
Well,
What?
be a little more specific, son.
I see 8 of y'all.
Oh, yeah. Bobos and Bobby Perus are easy to pull into this world.
But
Never heard of a Bobo?
I got a baby-o, but I'll just pull out my photo of baby-o.
Handsome feller.
Never seen him?
You just
Not-
keep that on you.
Yes,
Keep that in your wallet.
I trust baby-o with my life. He's one of 3 men I trust.
Just imagine your wallet has one of those like fold out things. It's like 1 picture of your child and like 6 pictures of baby O.
Baby-o and I went through a lot together. It just seems right that I carry him in my heart.
I pull out my wallet and it just like drops down to a picture of the Heatherton contract. Have you seen this?
8 individual tears roll down Bobby Peru's cheeks.
Rob will just pull out from his pocket just like wads of like just kind of receipts that have been there since like before he left Portland the first time that are just kind of deteriorating and falling apart and just like drop those on the table.
You never know if you need those for tax time. What if you got audited?
I'm absolutely not really paying attention to this conversation because I'm looking for a copy of Jugs magazine.
Oh, believe me, hi. That's like coffee table magazine. It's just everywhere.
I am collecting copies of Jugs magazine.
Add many copies of Jugs magazine to your inventory.
Wonderful.
I'm going to just lean to like the closest Peru to me and just sort of whisper in their ear. You could use a pair of teeth like mine and become a real vampire. I've done many crimes. And then I just pull out from my pocket a decapitated pigeon. You like that?
This one fucking does. Peter Lowe, this one loves that. And actually, for the remainder of the next couple minutes, the two of you just go like at each other.
It's a teeth off.
It's a teeth off. Some are big, some are very small and weird.
We
So
listen,
are
but we
you
don't judge.
all brothers?
No, we're all Bobby Peru. I don't understand what you're not understanding here.
Is this like a George Foreman situation? Your dad named you all the same thing.
George Foreman, rest in peace.
Is George Foreman dead?
Yeah, just recently.
Just recently, past
Oh.
few days, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta get my grill out.
But
Cage
presumably-
match is where Sean gets all of his fucking news.
all the world news for Sean comes from Cage
What?
Match.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, they're
Who's
cremating,
dead?
They're cremating George Foreman. They've got a little tray to catch all the grease. at his
Yeah,
funeral.
it'll be a good panini, but you know. As we know, the best sandwich, right?
Clearly, yeah.
So no, they seem actually kind of puzzled by your confusion in this situation. And the Bobby Perus are sort of looking at each other.
This is normal for you.
Yeah, this is a standard day in Big Tuna.
Well, now, listen, fellas. I've never heard of Big Tuna. I don't know where we are. But if you could just point me the way back to Arizona, I'd be perfectly happy to be on my way.
Oh, we don't have Arizona. We got a Red Rock, but that's not for you.
There's no Arizona.
Nah. Why would we need an Arizona?
Utah?
Nobody needs a Utah.
Do you all have a Seattle?
Fuck Seattle.
Fuck Seattle.
I'm just going to turn my attention from the one Peru I'm chattering teeth with. Listen, as a literary agent, I think I know what's going on here. I'm a vampire. This disgusting man, there's 8 of him. And did you see all that? This is classic story. I publish these all the time. We're in a fantasy world where I could exist and you can exist. And I just point to the same Peru and you and you and you. I turned into a bat earlier. Did you see that? Did anyone see what I turned into a bat?
The driving Bobby Peru is like, yeah, we saw some. We saw.
It's the limit of imagination. This is fantasy land. This is where the contract takes us. Don't you see? Oh, this is where Rachel wanted me to be. Yes. My wound just still spurting slightly on the table and back on the decapitated pigeon.
Gross.
Does anyone else think that perhaps we should get this man to a doctor?
I'm still not sure a doctor will fix this, but
I need my psychiatrist.
8 Bobby Perus look over at Peter Lowe and then look back sort of to all of you and they say, you help us out, we can help your friend out.
Well, help you out
What
with
kind of
what?
help do you need?
Yes.
Oh, very above board. And they wink at Cameron. Definitely not an illegal operation. Wink.
Why did
Where-
you say wink out loud?
Because I'm a Bobby Peru.
Well, the jury rests.
Subtlety is not my specialty.
And what is your specialty exactly?
Mainly robbing hayseeds.
well, gentlemen, we're not sure a bank robbery would be the best. No one here is an experienced bank robber, anyways. We just need to. I look around at our companions. Clearly, no bank robbers in this bunch. Hi? No? Robin?
I've never robbed a bank.
It would probably hold you back if we joined you. We should just be on our way.
Fair enough. If that's what y'all decide.
I think, why don't you head over, check out the hospital, and I'll be right behind you. I scooch up to one of the Bobby Perus. I say, now tell me more about this job.
This Bobby Peru is kind of whispering to High on the side. Dead simple job. Hayseed Bank. Unprotected for the most part. You got a couple old-timey tellers. You get in there, you get out real quick and easy. There's some cash. There's some treasure. All sorts of shit is in a safe. Who even knows?
And if we help you out with this, you help us out.
Absolutely. It can send you right on from Big Tuna straight to the Emerald City.
Can you help me get back to home?
That's a concept I don't fully understand for you.
But you understood when I said where Arizona was. You said there wasn't any Arizona here.
We know we don't got an Arizona.
But you don't know how to get to an Arizona that you don't have.
Now that's a complicated question for a Bobby Peru.
Rob wants to go, is going to like just kind of stand up and like make his way over to the motel office or anything and just start kind of looking for coffee maker, George Foreman grill, like any cheap cooking accoutrement.
Yeah. Okay. So you 100%, there's a Mr. Coffee, like super like 70s piece of shit Mr. Coffee. It works, like still good.
Is the coffee in it fresh?
Yeah, it's a Folger's best.
Just gonna take the pot and just drink from it.
Your wounds are healed.
As I'm looking around, the office.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, it's going to be kind of the continental breakfast that you would expect from a place called Big Fucking Tuna. It is very old stale bagels and like, peel the cream cheese cup, and that's about it. And some like start plastic knives.
Filling my pockets.
You got it. Put miscellaneous bagels, cream cheese, and knives into your inventory, please.
I'll roll. Cameron will roll up here and pour out a couple cups of coffee.
Smart.
Strikes me as odd that there are 8 of them and 4 of us that look like me. I just don't understand what's going on, but I need to be getting home. Nobody seems to be helping us here. You have any idea what's happening? I'll drink a cup of coffee.
I feel like we're just passing the like pot back and forth to each other.
Yeah.
Near as I can tell, I've had a massive stroke. I'm on the floor of my cabin, waiting to die.
Yeah, the heat death of the brain.
Only thing that makes sense to me.
I'm gonna look around.
But since we're here, I don't quite trust that those Mr. Perus have our best intentions in mind.
I have been in the company of many a Bobby Peru in my life, and I do not think they have our best intentions at heart. You are correct.
Did you you happen to spot a police station or like some type of authority figures like office on the way into town?
I didn't see anything. Nothing that's going to help us here.
What about a post office? I'm assuming Big Tuna has a post office.
Yeah,
Big Tuna's, yeah, sure. Absolutely.
How far away is the post office?
I mean, Big Tuna is actually pretty small. I mean, we're talking. It's a three
Small
stoplight kind of town. You know,
All right.
there's not a lot going on here.
Big
Rob's
Tuna,
like
small
just
town.
gonna take the pot of coffee and just wander over to the post office real quick.
All right, Cameron, are you going with?
No, I'll bring the other cup of coffee back to Peter.
Perfect.
I think they need something to shake them loose.
Yeah, and Peter, you were
They're
about to
clearly
start
high
something.
on something.
Before you head out, I hand you like a pocket bagel.
I'll look at the state of your hands, look at the bagel, and just kind of nod.
Mhm. Peter, you were about to do something.
I'll certainly take any bagels that are given my way. Then, with sort of the bagel like in hand, I'm just gonna look around on the floor on hands and knees for any like bugs and cockroaches to put in the bagel.
Yeah, there's like pill bugs and shit. I don't know. You can find some stuff. It's an everything bagel.
Then I'm gonna cram in a nice bagel, a bug bagel, and I'm just gonna start like biting into that still with the fake teeth. They keep getting stuck in the bagel. I go, I'll keep putting them back in.
Now, hi, this whole time you've got a Bobby Peru basically in your ear just talking about all the treasures and successes that are in that vault. Everything you could ever dream of. All you got to do is this one score, son.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him to tell me. Asking him about like what is at the Emerald City. Why would it help us to get there?
Well, the wizard.
Wizard.
Yeah, son.
Now,
Did I
the
stutter?
Wizard.
Bobby Peru doesn't stutter.
Might the wizard be able to send me home?
I mean, a wizard can do all sorts of wizardly shit.
Tell me more about this bank.
Yeah, so he starts laying out a little bit more. It's not that much more information that you're getting out of this Bobby Peru. It's seems pretty like simple as a job overall. Not a lot of guards. You know, you got to disarm a couple people, that kind of thing.
All right. As my compatriots come back to the table, now, fellas, seems that there's a wizard in the city over there who might be able to help us get back to where we came from. And if we help these fellas out with a job, they say they might be able to help us get seen by this wizard.
8 Bobby Peru heads nod in unison.
They all seem very trustworthy to me.
So, post office, is it open?
Yeah, actually, Rob, the post office is open. It's staffed by just one person. I mean,
Is
small
it a Bobby
operation.
Peru?
It is not a Bobby Peru. It's just a schmuck from
Okay.
Big Tuna universe.
I'm gonna like go down there, kind of keep my head down so my hair is kind of in my face. I want to find the wanted posters.
The wanted posters?
You always see wanted posters in post office, like in TV and movies.
Sure,
And that's
yeah.
what this is.
So the wanted poster situation is really just a picture of Bobby Peru.
Nobody who looks like me.
Nope. No, sir. Do you approach the counter?
Sure.
Yeah. So the clerk sort of says, "What can I help you with, sir?"
This might be an odd question.
Nothing's an odd question for the post office.
You ever see anyone who kind of looks like me? Maybe younger?
Sort of does a big stare at you. Can you lift your hair? Oh shit. We haven't seen one of you in ages.
One of me?
Yeah, sir. Of course. A cage.
Okay, I've heard this before. What exactly is a cage?
Well, I don't know how to describe it other than one of you. You look different a lot of the time. Sometimes skinnier, sometimes teeth different, sometimes hair different, different accents, a lot of Boston. But yeah, I see a lot of you, but not for a long time.
How long?
Oh, shit. It may have been 3, 4, 6 months ago, something like that. Not a lot happens in Big Tuna, I'm sorry.
What about outside Big Tuna?
Well, ain't all that much going on outside Big Tuna.
So what changed 6 months ago?
Well, there was the message.
Message.
Yep.
Care to elaborate?
I don't know how much more to say. All the cages got a message, and then there were no more cages. I mean, I delivered most of them to anyone who was in Big Tuna.
So, message as in, like, certified mail.
Yeah, how else would you? It's not door to door, like flower delivery. Yeah, I brought it to their mailboxes and delivered the messages. Then they all were gone.
How many cages lived in Big Tuna?
Oh, I don't know. Shit. We had I don't know, 12, 13.
Seems excessive.
I mean, to us, they were just our neighbors. They all seemed mostly all right.
Do you have any undelivered messages?
No, that was the last missive. I mean, I got some spam mail and shit, but that ain't going to do you much good.
Could I get the addresses of these cages?
Sure. Yeah, that seems totally on the up and up. I mean, you got their face. I can't be too mad about it.
Thank you.
So, yeah, you get a little list. There's a couple addresses in Big Tuna. Again, Big Tuna's not that big.
Yeah.
So.
I'm just going to take my copy, leave my bagel, walk out the front door, walk across the street to what I'm assuming is, walk across the street to like the closest address.
Yeah, which is not far. Yeah.
Let myself in.
Sure. Big Tuna also pretty, it's a porno city, but it's pretty safe. People are trusting here. So doors are open. And you can see it's a pretty unused apartment. Nothing seems really out of line. There's a picture of I don't know what you would know as like Vegas Elvises hanging out
in the sky.
No, on the ground, but I mean they definitely are near a plane.
I'm gonna go looking around for some mail.
Yeah. Go ahead. Give me a roll. We're gonna do a 2 on this. Just see what you get.
How organized is this abode?
I mean, this is a guy who kind of parties a little bit. It's a little messy. There's not anything like super coordinated about it.
All right. I'm trying to think. No, I can't think of anything to to goose this with.
He keeps all his mail in the fridge. Wow, cooking.
That's a 1.
Okay. Well, in this particular house, you do not find anything.
All right.
So let's go ahead and we're going to speed run this a little bit, Sean, because I like what you're doing. But instead of going like every house, just roll me another 2 and just see if you end up finding anything.
I'm trying to cut through some bullshit here.
Yeah. You mean my game?
I mean, I'm just trying to get information.
Yeah, no, this will speed it up a little bit. If you get a success on here, I think
I got a 4.
Okay. So you do find a letter. It's this kind of gilded letter. And in this particular one, it says, Mr. Furpo, you are welcomed back to the Emerald City. You are expected here tomorrow. And if you are not present, we will come find you.
When was this dated?
I don't know. The envelope says, let's just assume 3 months ago.
All right. I'll pocket the letter and go find my compatriots.
All right. In the meantime, what have the 3 of you been doing?
Oh, also, just while I've been going through the houses, if there's been any like like framed photos or photos of like the
Yeah.
cages that live there, I would like collect a few of those.
That's great. Actually, yeah, you have, not everybody had a picture, but let's say you've got like 8 photos of various different cages.
Mhm.
You definitely got a Bill Furpo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got whatever his name was from Honeymoon in Vegas. Gotta catch 'em all.
I feel like Peter's just been talking to the communion of Perus. And then I told her I couldn't think of a more horrible job if I wanted to, that she had to do it, or that I would fire her. You understand? Oh, and then I'm just laughing.
The Bobby Perus fucking love this shit. They're horrible creatures, and they are into this.
I turned around to the other cages with me. Like,
you chased her into the bathroom?
I turned around to the other cages with me and winking like, these are my people.
I'd probably just let Peter talk with them.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'll stroll back up to the table while Peter's got all the Bobby's Peru distracted. I'll just kind of like sidle up to the other two and just kind of like hand them a wad of like random photos of us and the letter.
Oh yeah, the letter was signed The Wizard.
Boys, I hate to say it, but we might have to play ball here.
This is what I've been saying. It's trustworthy. I always said the more gum a person has, the more you can trust them. And there's a lot of gums. I think we could trust all of these people. And I think they know what's going on. Isn't that right, Perus? And I just like...
eight Perus nod.
Like in my head, they're not saying this at all, but in my head, they're going, Peter. And it's probably the blood loss, but I'm just like cheering myself, congratulating myself. Finally found my audience. And I turn to the cages. They wouldn't misfile anything.
I don't see that we have much of a choice here, and we seem to be in somewhat of a moral and ethical gray area, seeing as I don't know if this is all a delusion or a parallel dimension or what, but I'm thinking we're probably not subject to the local laws and ordinances.
Anyone else suffer severe head trauma lately?
Just jest.
Not that I recall, but it wouldn't necessarily.
Well, I don't think so, but life is rough. All right, boys. I turn back to the Perus. No one gets hurt?
No one gets hurt. Bobby Peru's a lover, not a fighter.
And I'm all about finding love in all the right places. I'm just going to like loudly whisper, I think we could have an army of Perus. Think about the contracts that this could inspire. A vampire leading these freaks. Can you believe it? I've never felt more confident. Alva's gonna love this when she's finished her overtime.
Cameron will just sort of nod reassuringly and kind of push the coffee back towards you. It'll wear off. He can't be high forever.
Just gonna chug some more down.
A little bit spurts out of the chest. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so let's brainstorm this a little bit. So you guys are going to rob a hayseed bank. Bobby's Peru are not that sharp, and they really don't have a plan other than going in guns blazing. So if you don't want to do that, it is your job to figure out a better option. So if you're really trying to do no damage, Cameron, then you got to think about how you're actually going to get in here, get the money out of this bank, or get into the vault, rather.
Can I? Is it possible that I can somehow convince them that we are to be trusted and that I can be their leader?
I'm going to have you roll for that.
It's about time. How many dice will that be?
I
to
mean, this
convince
is
eight Perus?
this is a maximum challenge one. So, okay, it's going to be a 3-die situation. I'm also going to roll some additional die because I have that power. I'm going to roll 6. I'm rolling 6 against you.
You son of a
Actually,
bitch.
fuck you. I'm rolling for 8 Bobby Perus. No, you charm 2 of them. 6.
For the listener, my sleeves have been pulled up.
So
Now, what skills do you got there,
yeah,
Peter?
whatever Peter Lowe skills and equipment that are applicable for this.
My
You
skills
play
are
it out.
My skills are, one of them is false confidence, and gear. I mean, one of them like the decapitated pigeon.
They all seem to like your teeth.
I've got fake teeth, decapitated pigeon, piece of palate, Heatherton contract.
I mean, the Heatherton contract might be your ace in the hole on this one. So I think you have at least those 3.
I'm gonna like.
What about a drive?
Yeah, and you have a drive that matches.
My drives are finding love in all the wrong places and bat arousal. Can I slide down like the Heatherton contract and says, I'm wearing a suit. This here contract means that we get a fair split of our share from the hayseed bag. And I'm just going to hope that like none of them actually look at it, but they'll be convinced by the contract that this is like a legit thing.
So one of them sort of flips it towards themselves and they kind of look at it squinty eyed and then kind of flips it back. I mean, it's a contract.
It is what I've been working my whole life towards.
All right. So you're rolling how many dice?
I've got false confidence. They like the teeth. Pigeon. Contract.
I think you're only doing 4.
Right. We'll say 4.
I will tell you, I rolled 4 successes.
You need to go fuck yourself, other Peter.
Roll hot, Daryl.
Roll 4 successes, Daryl.
Just for the ASMR aspect.
Good, thank you.
I have 2 4s, a 5, and a 2.
Oh,
so close.
So fucking close.
But go ahead and add 6 die to your cage out pool for later.
That's true. You get to really rock that shit later. Okay, so here's what I'll give you from that one. You have convinced the majority of the Bobbies Peru. There are some that still are maybe not trustworthy in this situation. But in theory, you have, we'll say 5 Bobbies Peru that are kind of like, that's our dude.
All right.
They start flapping their wings.
We're flapping in unison, and I look to the other 3. It's like, you don't know what you're missing out on.
All right, so we'll fast forward a little bit to you all are outside of the Hayseed Bank, whether it's a block away, whatever you want to do for your plan. But you need to guide me through what you're going to try and do to break into the safe inside of the Hayseed Bank. It is literally called Hayseed Bank.
I think.
Oh, I was just gonna say we should all put on one of these and hand out legs pantyhose, so we can't be identified later. Now, in my admittedly limited experience in similar situations, I think it's important we get in and get out as quickly as possible.
That seems prudent.
Pull
I
the thing
think-
on.
We should send the vampire and maybe I point at Rob, the counselor, in first as a good distraction. And maybe you, myself, and a Bobby Peru quickly come in, capitalize. Nobody gets hurt. We just get that money other Bobby Perus, they can watch the back.
Sounds like a plan to me.
So let me just make sure I am understanding. You're sending Peter Lowe,
Uh-huh.
several Bobby's Peru, and
Uh,
Rob inside the bank.
No, the other Bobby Perus I would like to drive, man the perimeter, not be involved.
Okay,
'Cause
so
I think
Bobby
they're a little
Peru.
hot. Yeah, one
Yeah.
Bobby Peru with us for,
Yeah,
I'm
See-
sure. Well, how many were unconvinced to lead us?
three were
Bobby Perus?
unconvinced. Yeah. So
So-
you've got so Peter Lowe's going in with a loyal Bobby Peru and a Robin Feld.
And the
Okay.
three of them will be a distraction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was going to
Well,
say
big-
create,
big-
but they don't really need to put any effort into it.
Big Tuna is used to seeing lots of Bobby Perus. Don't worry.
But backed up with a wild vampire cage
It's true.
and a slick speaking homeless cage.
I could have my creatures of the night swarm in bad form at the click of a hooked finger.
I'm sure you could.
I can. It's like my whole thing.
You wouldn't even understand, man.
You just don't get it, do you?
All right. So
Seems like a pretty well developed plan.
yeah, I like it.
Uh,
It's good enough for me.
Gentlemen, what are we robbing the bank with? High's got a gun.
Pull out my gun.
I have this piece of pallet and a pigeon with no head.
Okay, bring those. I guess.
Loath to say this, but looking at Peter, he's the only one of us with a suit. Maybe he should go in there and try and open an account. Distraction.
Bless you, Sean.
I love that idea.
Okay, so the little bell ding-a-lings as a lightly cleaned up Peter Lowe, or is it still just like bloodied suit Peter Lowe?
As he's getting ready to walk in, I stop him at the door and like remove the teeth.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
Dust off his shoulders and be like, whatever part of you has any semblance of reality, I need you to channel that. And keep your shit together for 5 minutes.
I've read in excess of 10 books. I know how this works.
Lead the way, Peter.
So me and my my loyal Peru, who I'm going to call Bobby One.
Can we have numbered all the Perus?
Yeah.
For sake of convenience, we've numbered all the Perus.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to make it annoying, and 3, 5, and 6 are the ones who don't like you.
Classic Bobby 5. I'm going to walk up to the bank clerk, lean down on the desk, say, "Me and my associate would like to discuss," and just sweep like the blood matted hair out of my eye. Opening a business account with you. You see, I have a lot of contract deals and I need somewhere to put my gold.
All right, this is gonna be kind of the equivalent of a persuasion roll. You're gonna have to roll just a 1, but you can use some skills on that.
I'll take the false confidence. So let's see. ASMR. I have a 5 and a 3.
Okay, I got a 1 success. So, on the push, we're gonna say that this clerk is fucking tired. They're hungry. They got a turkey sandwich that they want to eat. You know, they're like, sure, sir, you got to fill out this form. And then I've got to show you a couple different things. You got to talk to a manager.
I'll speak to every damn manager in this place until I get my account. And Bobby Peru's going to put some stuff in there, aren't you, Bobby One?
Oh, Bobby Peru always puts something in.
He's a hoot. He's a riot. He's talking about his penis, but he means gold.
Rob's gonna look over the counter and see the like plastic baggy like sandwich. It's like turkey.
Yeah, it's turkey. That's my favorite.
Just
Wonder Bread.
It's a lot of bread. There's a lot of conversations. Bread, as in money, and also bread. He's a chef.
Is that what you eat every day?
Well, yeah. I mean, most days I eat the turkey sandwich at work. Yeah.
You ever treat yourself?
Sometimes I put some mayonnaise on it.
Probably time for us to bust through that door.
I think so. Gonna come in, go up to. I assume there's more than one teller, right?
Yeah, there's two windows. I mean, it's a small bank, so it's just the two windows. The person you're talking to is a younger person. The one in the other window is an older gentleman.
So I'll go up to the other one with my little letterboard with spelled out "Take us to vault" misspelled out on the board, and just slide it.
Can you explain to everyone what your letterboard is?
Oh yeah, my letterboard is when you get your mud shot taken and they have the name. I've got one of those.
But
Nick knew what that was. Nick knew what you meant.
A bevy of letters.
A whole bunch
yeah.
of letters and numbers.
Yeah. So
Definitely
take me to
misspelled.
vault.
Take me to vault.
And you're wearing the legs pantyhose over your
Wearing
head,
the legs
correct?
pantyhose.
Okay. All right. So the teller is a little shook from this, obviously, and they are reaching towards the panic button.
I take out the gun.
Mm-hmm. And they sort of put their finger back up where you can see it.
I want to distract the other teller by like describing like how I would make a turkey sandwich.
Perfect.
Like fresh carved like bird, like cured meats, like just really get him salivating and not paying attention to what's happening 2 feet to his left.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So for you, Rob, I want you to roll. We'll call that just a 1 because I think this dude is really hungry. So distraction is high and also really doesn't want to engage with Peter.
I'm just going to
Right.
stare at the teller with like wide bug eyes while this is all going on.
That's a 5.
All right. You do succeed. You have this person's attention, and while you're describing, cranberry relishes that you would reduce down for multiple hours and all sorts of shit, like they are kind of just like, tell me more. What's aioli?
It's essentially just mayonnaise with like shit in it.
Well, that still sounds better than just mayonnaise, and that was my highlight. That was my treat.
Have you ever truly lived?
I'm starting to think, no, sir.
What are you doing here? What are you doing in Big Tuna?
What is life? Fuck. Okay, so back at the other window, you've leveled the gun at this old teller, and he says, "Now, I don't want no trouble. This is an easy thing to do. Y'all can have what's in the register, but the safe, you need the manager."
I look over at the Bobby Peru to see what he thinks about just taking what's in the register.
He shakes his head and then grins his tiny, terrible smile.
I think we're going to have to go see the manager, don't you?
Well, shit. I was hoping you wouldn't say that. So he he just goes, Harlan, Harlan, I need you. And this old man kind of stumbles on up there. It's like, what's going on?
Tap the sign.
Yeah. Oh, and then he looks over and he sees the Bobby Peru. He's like, it's not even Tuesday and we got a Peru? God damn it. All right. I mean, come take a look at the safe. And he opens the door for you guys.
I'll go back there.
Okay. So Cameron, you're going back. And Rob and Peter, what are you doing in this particular moment?
I'm asking the teller who's I've got enthralled, be like, what's the insurance on an operation like this in a Peru town? Like, how do you back this?
Sir, we see a Bobby Peru basically every other day. They don't hit on Tuesdays usually. That's what's surprising.
Can I turn to the Peru like, you've done this before?
All the time. We love robbing this bank.
I'm also gonna turn to the Perus like, who's putting their money in this bank? Because I imagine at this point it's just like the Perus rob it, they like put all their savings in the bank and then go rob it again.
You're not far off.
I'm
Listen,
just going to give my account.
we all have our
to
hobbies.
the teller. Can I deposit this, please? It's very important to me.
Yes. So you continually distract this other teller and you give them a dead bird that they are like, I don't know what to do with this.
You just put it in the bag.
Like, it is now in the bank.
What's the
I
interest
would
rate
like
on
to
that?
withdraw by pigeon, please.
They immediately huck it back to you. It's like, thank God. All right, so Cameron, you get taken back to the vault, and they sort of do the usual thing. The old man's sighing. He opens it up. It's a 2-key situation, blah, blah, blah. And they open up the vault, and it's pretty fucking empty. To Rob's point, or to Sean's point, this town's ecosystem is mostly Bobby Perus and porno, sort of being moved around. So, like, the bank doesn't have a lot going in. So what you end up seeing in there are 3 very, very important objects that immediately leap out to you. One is the
Declaration of Independence.
yeah. Let's see. One is Jeremiah Sands' album "Lift It Down" on vinyl.
Okay.
Another is a stuffed bunny. And the last one looks like
Book of poetry.
it looks like a gun that was forged in hell.
I will take that as I am currently unarmed.
So you can add Devil's Gun to your inventory.
Delightful. This everything here, I can just grab it. I mean, clearly I want this bunny.
Yep.
Got me into this mess.
Yep.
All right. I come back out.
Wait, did you take the record?
Yeah, of course.
Whew, thank God.
We're robbing the whole bank. I'm at least thorough,
Yeah. Okay.
even if I'm a little reluctant.
Perfect. So as you guys walk out back into the main lobby,
I leave a note,
Mm.
like just letting them know, like, sorry.
I owe you 1 Devil's Gun.
Yeah.
So as you walk back into the lobby, the doors kick open from the outside, and 7 Bobby's Peru come in, guns pointing.
I'm going to wade into the middle of this. I was your king, and you, putting the vampire teeth in, you would betray me. I'm going to point my piece of palette at them all.
So Bobby's 3, 5, and 6 don't buy into your bullshit, Peter Lowe, and they have their shotguns pointed directly at you.
Bobby's 1, 2, 4, 7, and 8. Come to me. Together we could rule the night.
One Bobby actually will kind of leap sort of in front of you right as another Bobby takes a shot, and that Bobby does take the hit for you. You really convinced that Bobby.
Bobby 2.
My favorite Bobby.
That part I don't say out loud. I could bring him back. I can turn him. And I just like start nibbling at his neck.
Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, you're on the floor. What are the other three of you doing?
Oh Jesus.
I think Rob would just like kind of like walk up between like just to the amalgamation that is Bobby's Peru. Just like, what are we doing here, guys?
Well, seems like we're about to kill y'all and steal your shit.
And then what?
Well, I assume we'll do it again, except on Tuesdays.
Question, Bobby. I'm just going to point to one of the Bobbies.
It's Bobby 6.
Point to Bobby 6. Among this cluster of Bobbies, how many of them do you actually trust?
A Bobby Peru always trusts a Bobby Peru.
But it seems to me that y'all are turning on us.
Y'all ain't Bobby Peru.
Just saying, doesn't seem like you are the most trustworthy of people.
No, sir, we're not.
What happens when you run out of stuff to rob?
I don't know. We'll go to the Emerald City. Shit.
I'm going to raise my head from like Bobby 2's neck. It's a Bobby hive mind. and I am in the epicenter. And I'm just going to like throw my decapitated pigeon at like Bobby 3. This is for Bobby 2.
All right,
so-
now, sons, listen. We got the bank vault. We'll give you your goods, but let's get out of here. These people don't need this. Try to keep that devil gun up.
Yeah, all right. So let's use this as kind of like a coercion thing. This is gonna be kind of a hard one. Let's do a 3 for this.
Okay. I have my devil gun.
You
So
do.
2 dice.
Which is certainly playing an intimidation factor. So
Can I assist with this since I was trying to like get the Bobbies to turn on each other, or at least question
absolutely
each other?
you can. Yeah, you've sowed discontent throughout the Perus.
Okay.
So we'll give you a bonus die just for Robin's help on this.
Perfect. Boys, why don't we take this outside? Have a 4 and a 5 and a 2. 2
Okay.
successes.
Yeah, you got it. That does work. So the Perus all kind of like look to each other, look back, look to each other, look back, and then Bobby 5 sort of whistles in a really horrible way because their teeth are so strange. And they all start backing out, but they're all still leveling their guns at each of you.
Terrific. I'll follow them out the front door with all the bobbies.
Perfect.
I'm going to weekend at Bernie's Bobby 2. Just as a human shield.
As it should
All
be.
bobbies, yeah. We do need all bobbies now.
Yeah.
All Bobbies on deck.
I'm going to tell everybody in the bank.
Add
as we're
Bobby
leaving.
2 to your inventory.
Yeah.
And I will.
I'm going to tell everybody in the bank as we're leaving to lay down on the floor and count to 946. We'll come back in 5 minutes just to check.
You hear them start to count. All right, so you're now in the streets, the dusty streets of Big Tuna, and you've got 7 Bobby Perus sort of in a semicircle pointing their guns at you. And you have a Bobby Peru body shield on Peter Lowe, and then the 3 of you also there.
Can I try and like coerce Bobby 2's just like slack jaw to do like a bad Bobby Peru, like he's speaking from beyond the grave?
100% yes, you may try this.
So if I can say to them, just addressing all Bobbies as one, Bobby, there's no one else in this entire bank I could possibly ask to share such a horrible job. You're the lowest Bobby on the totem pole here, Bobby. The lowest. Do you realize that? Every other Bobby here has been here longer than you, Bobby. Every one. And even if there was someone here who was here even one day longer than you, Bobby, I still wouldn't ask that person to take in such a miserable Bobby job as long as you were around. That's right, Bobby. It's a horrible, horrible set of teeth you got, sifting after same bank after same bank. I couldn't think of a more horrible bank job if I wanted to. And you have to do it, or the Bobbies will fire you. Do you understand? Do you, Bobby?
Okay, so that I'm not even gonna make you roll for that. That is successful in fucking with them. But what I want you to tell me is, what is your objective? What are you hoping to get out of this?
Just hoping to sow enough discourse between the Bobbies that they all either turn the guns on themselves or each other, and it's just like a police shootout of Bobby on Bobby violence.
Yep. Okay. We're gonna go. We're gonna do it's a 3 challenge roll, but I'm gonna give you a bonus 1 dice already off the top because I think that was a really good power play to use Bobby as a tool.
It's a very confident move.
It's a very confident move. I think that 100% plays into that skill.
How many challenge dice have you racked up so far?
Little old me, I think I have 8.
Seems like a proper cage out moment.
This could be a cage out moment if you wanted to.
Oh God, I could. You know what? I'm gonna cage out.
Fuck yeah! Roll them dice. Roll them bones.
All right. 8 dice. I swear to God, if they all fail, I'm killing myself. I'm going the way of the Perus here. All right. 6 of the 8 are successes.
Fuck yes.
Nice.
Yeah. I only rolled 2 successes on mine. So yeah, you are successful in this action. So play it out for me, Daryl. You as Peter Lowe have really gotten into the heads of these Bobby Perus. What happens? Play out the rest of it.
So I finished that big monologue. I'm sort of behind, like grabbing like the wrists of like the dead Peru, who's quite clearly dead, but they don't seem to know. And I'm like puppeteering him up, just like wildly, limply gesturing. And then with my own Peter Lowe hand, I end and just put like a gun symbol of my hand into my mouth and say, I think all of these Bobby Peru should Bobby do and die themselves. Bang, bang.
And it's a cascade of Bobby Peru heads just pop, 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 pop. And 7 Bobby Peru heads land in the dirt. All of them wearing legs pantyhose.
Spine still attached.
Yeah, exactly. It's repulsive, and we're all horrified.
And I'm just going to run and start drinking the blood of all those necks.
So not only are you fully healed, you have bonus health now.
Yes, let's go.
All right. Excellent. So you have escaped my Bobby Peru puzzle.
Did they leave a car behind?
Oh yeah, there's the nice big car that you guys rode in off the highway.
Yeah, we should definitely jump in that and start heading for the Emerald City.
Yeah.
Can I rifle through the corpse pockets and see if there's anything useful dead Bobby Peru would have for us?
I mean, geez, if it hadn't been all the Jugs magazines already taken, I would say there were a lot of Jugs. There's just a shit ton of bubble gum. You got a couple packs of smokes. Outside of that, I mean, each Bobby Peru had like a pretty crappy gun that wasn't really loaded all that well. You know, a couple shots of a shotgun, that kind of a thing. They weren't like bandoliered up or anything. So
I'm just going to gesture to the corpses and just take a pack of gum. Gotta take the canines clean.
I'll get in the car and get it
Yeah.
fired up here.
All right, who's the wheelman right now? Cameron?
I have one question in terms of the bank. I want to look back in and see if there's like regular bank teller line and like a Peru line, just like an express lane for like bank robbing.
The turkey sandwich boy was the express line for Peru's.
We distracted the wrong guy.
We did.
We just destroyed the economy of this town. Or maybe better. We're actually heroes.
Yeah, Big Tuna thanks the four of you for sure.
I think you introduced the concept of insurance to this place.
Welcome to Big Tuna. Fuck most of you. Yeah, they're going to have to change the sign now.
Yeah, I guess so.
Peru free since '83.
If I had like a Dracula cloak, I would be swooshing it dramatically on our exit right now.
Absolutely.
I
you
picture
taking
it's still there.
Are you taking Bobby too with us? Is he in the middle seat in the back?
He gets his own grave in front of the bank.
Yeah, that's special. I'm glad you took the time for that. You got to honor our dead. Okay, yeah. So give me the situation. So Cameron, you're driving. What's the other car seating orientation?
I'll be shotgun.
Okay. And then I guess it doesn't really matter which one of you is on which side, but unless we really get into some road antics.
Unless Peter wants back in the trunk.
I'm already in the trunk. You don't even have to worry.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rob, you've got the full back seat.
I'll just be laying down in the back.
Yeah.
Dramatically closing the trunk on yourself.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you for listening to the first half of our very stupid Nick Cage game. This is producer Peter saying that the second half will be coming out in another 2 weeks. So come listen to the great finale that we come up with and enjoy more absolute nonsensical bullshit, which is, I'm pretty sure, what you're here for anyway. So as always, thank you to our supporters on Patreon, to our Sparkle buddies, Josh, Sean, Josie, Rico, Matt, Adam, Bill, and Stuart, and to our cage dancers, Ira, John, Freeman, Lance, Nathan, and Cameron. We really love your support, and thanks for continuing to be a part of this and for all the stuff that's going to come next. So bye-bye.